Have you ever said yes when every part of you just wanted to say no? Or do you remember the time you had to stay at the end of closing of your day just because you wanted to work an extra project? Or the time you took on a friend's problem just like it was your own? Or another time that you kept quiet because you didn't want to hurt others' feelings and you know it cost you your peace? Well, if this sounds like you are not alone. But here is the real question. Were you empathetic or were you people-pleasing? Let me tell you about a young lady I met a couple of years ago. Her name is Sarah. Sarah was known as the nicest individual in her circle. And this is because when any one of them had troubles, she always showed up. And at work, she was the first one to volunteer. At home, she took on everyone's burden just like it was her own. And on the surface, everybody thought Sarah was empathetic and was a nice person. I began noticing some changes in her. So one day I asked her, Sarah, how do you feel deep inside? And her response shocked me. Sarah says, I felt drained and I don't know who I am anymore. Sarah wasn't practicing empathy. She was trapped in people-pleasing. And that's where many of us are today, even without realizing it. Empathy is the ability to step into someone else's shoes, feel with them, not just for them. This is powerful. It connects us together as humans. But people-pleasing, that is when kindness comes at the expense of your own well-being. It's when you say yes, but you betray yourself to keep others happy. Here's the difference in just one sentence. Empathy says, I care about you. But people-pleasing says, I care about you, but I don't care about myself. When kindness turns into self-neglect, the cost is high because you start feeling resentment. Resentment because you are always pouring, but rarely receiving. And you feel burnt out because your energy is stretched thin. You tend to start feeling disconnected from yourself because your decisions are driven by fear. And fear comes from fear of rejection, fear of disappointing others, and fear of not being liked. That is not empathy. That is what we call self-abandonment. So how do you balance kindness and self-care? Here are 3 steps. First, check your motive. Ask yourself, am I doing this out of genuine care or fear that people are not going to like me? Or if I say no, this individual won't talk to me. Secondly, set your boundaries. Setting boundaries with compassion is key. You can say no kindly. You can say, I really wish I can help you today, but I need rest. Setting boundaries do not mean you love others less. They mean you love yourself too. Thirdly, practice empathy for yourself. Many of us, we show compassion to everyone around us, but not to ourselves. If you don't love yourself and love others, you're going to feel drained and exhausted. Why? Because you are hurting yourself. Remember the young lady I talked about, Sarah? Sarah felt very invincible, but she started to practice these 3 steps I talked about. She started to check her motive. She started to set healthy boundaries, and she started to show herself empathy. Slowly, she discovered that her kindness was more powerful when she came to a place of choice, not of obligation. Today, she still practices and she still helps others, but she does it without choosing to lose herself in the process. And that is what I want for you, to love others, but not at the expense of loving yourself. So the next time you're tempted to say yes, when your heart is screaming no, pause for a second and ask yourself, is this empathy or people-pleasing? The balance between kindness and self-care is where true empathy lies. Protect your peace because you need it for yourself. You will have so much more to give others when you do that. I am Dr. Ikus. If this resonated with you today, set this as a reminder for your friends. Your life matters, your voice matters, and so does your well-being.